A European spacecraft orbiting near Mars captures a startling image on the surface of the red planet.
NASA's Rover has been exploring the red planet for years, but now it is sending back proof of life.
For nearly 50 years, NASA has been sending satellites to Mars to photograph the surface of the red planet. But what if those photographs found proof of a lost civilization there?
Capturing rocks, alien landscapes, and images we were never meant to see. So buckle up for the insane clips that have no explanation.
We have an unidentified flying object. All advised that appears to be tumbling.
In one of NASA's recent missions, a shocking discovery was made. While the rover was recording the surface of the moon, it captured something unexpected, a humanoid figure. The team watching from Earth went silent for a moment. As per them, it was an alien. When the figure turned and looked at the rover suddenly lost control, and nothing more was recorded. Almost as if the alien didn't want anyone to know about its secret presence on the moon. Since then, this strange event has remained one of the most mysterious findings in space exploration. Martian motion. During its mission near Santa Cruz Hill, the Perseverance rover captured strange movement in the planet's sky. At first, the footage showed only a small, fast-moving speck, but when scientists zoomed in, the object looked dark and moved in an unusual way. It didn't match any known flying object, and was soon labeled as an unidentified flying object. Some claimed it could be an advanced drone not built by humans, while others saw it as a living being shaped for Mars's air. If objects already hover above Mars, maybe the planet isn't as quiet as we have always thought. Comet Watcher. About 10 years ago, the European Space Agency launched the Rosetta spacecraft to explore Comet Churyumov, using Earth and Mars gravity to speed up its 6 billion-kilometer journey. Cameras captured incredible views from about 120 kilometers away, showing the comet's rugged surface. But an unusual thing appeared in the footage, a shadowy figure hovering above the comet, seemingly observing it. Its appearance was close to an alien being. If true, it hints that extraterrestrial watchers are not just in orbit. They could be observing our experiments across space. Moon signal. During a routine observation of the moon's surface, cameras recorded something unusual. A dark crater seemed to give rise to an unidentified object, which slowly started flying. And it reached near a blinking red light, and the object began circling it, almost as if it were following instructions or responding to a signal. Even scientists, after carefully analyzing the footage, were unable to give any explanation for what they had just witnessed. Twin figures. NASA's rover once captured an image that raised big questions about Mars. When the photo was brightened and zoomed in, two human-like figures could be seen standing near a half-buried object on the red surface. One appeared to be pointing, while the other observed closely. Both shaped like astronauts with visible arms, legs, and even a backpack. The strange object beside them looked like a broken aircraft. Now, this could be all an assumption, but if this wreck truly exists, it might be an ancient spacecraft left behind long before humans ever set foot on Mars. Martian tree. You won't believe what NASA's Curiosity rover just spotted on Mars. A shape that looks exactly like a tree stump. The strange shape has quickly gained attention online, with people sharing their own ideas about it. Some said Mars was once a habitable planet that lost its force field, and this could be the last standing tree from that time. Others even claimed it might be proof that life still exists on Mars. NASA haven't confirmed anything yet, but the image has surely sparked global curiosity. Petrified face. A recent image from NASA's Curiosity rover has sparked new debate online. The photo shows a strange rock formation on the Martian surface that doesn't look ordinary. Its shape appears almost like a petrified face. Perhaps it could be the remains of past life or evidence that Mars once had living beings. Or maybe it's simply a natural rock shaped by wind and erosion. Whatever it is, this mysterious formation has once again made people wonder, did Mars once live? Mars pyramids. In March 2020, researchers from the Cydonia Institute released a new study on strange formations spotted on Mars. Using satellite photos, they identified shapes that looked like 4- and 5-sided pyramids, along with a line of unusual mountains. When people examined the images closely, they claimed to see structured shapes rising from the Martian surface, even something resembling a human face carved into the land. The discovery reignited the long debate about whether Mars once hosted an ancient civilization. To some, these shapes are only rocks. To others, they are the planet's oldest secrets waiting to be uncovered. Lunar portal. We often think we know the moon, but a recent satellite video proved otherwise. It showed a disc-shaped craft heading straight toward a dark pit on the lunar surface. The object didn't crash. It entered smoothly, and then the hole sealed shut like a door closing. This strange reaction points to advanced technology, possibly a controlled portal built into the moon itself. If that's the case, it means the moon isn't just a satellite, but a station, and whoever built it has been using it to travel between planets long before humans stepped on the moon. Cylindrical object. NASA's Rover was exploring a rocky part of Mars, where traces of water were once found. During its mission, it recorded a picture that stunned researchers back on Earth. Among the dusty red rocks, something unusual stood out, a perfectly shaped cylindrical object lying on the surface. Scientists are now debating what it could be. A leftover piece from an old mission, or proof that intelligent life once lived on Mars long before us. Whatever it is, that small object has changed how we look at the red planet forever. Moon Gateway. Another satellite video has finally given clear proof of what's happening on the moon. A bullet-shaped object was seen flying straight toward a dark opening on the lunar surface, and the moment it entered, the hole sealed itself shut. The footage leaves no doubt. This wasn't a shadow or glitch. UFOs are now appearing in new forms, and this one confirms it, as there are active portals on the moon. One thing is certain now: their gateways are no longer limited to Earth. Whatever technology they're using, it's far beyond anything humans have ever built. Teddy Formation. NASA satellites made a surprising discovery on the surface of Mars. A strange formation captured in high resolution looked exactly like a teddy bear's face. The picture quickly spread online, with many calling it silent proof of life on the red planet. Experts at the University of Arizona explained that it was just a mix of natural features. The eyes were craters, and the snout was a collapsed section of land, possibly shaped by ancient lava or mud. People believe there's more to it. Could an ancient force be shaping Mars to send messages we can recognize? Or is this the fossil of a massive life form that once lived there? Cloaked vessel.
Vídeo que circula nas redes sociais mostra
The International Space Station became the stage for one of the most stunning space moments ever caught on camera. During a 2020 live feed, a long, tube-shaped object glided across the screen, holding its shape perfectly against the blackness of space. Then, in a blink, it vanished completely. The video, filmed by the station's external camera, showed no sign of error. The object's movement and flawless design pointed to an outwardly beings-cloaked vessel passing near Earth's orbit. Whatever it was, it didn't want to be seen, and it left immediately.
frente da câmera da ISS.
Pyramid Hill. During its mission on Mars in 2023, NASA's Curiosity rover captured an image from the Gale crater showing a rocky hill with a strange pyramid-shaped formation. Each layer looked perfectly arranged, as if it were designed with purpose. Scientists said it was formed naturally over thousands of years, but the shape reminded many of the pyramids in Egypt. For years, people have speculated that Egyptians might have received help from aliens to build those perfect structures. Seeing a similar pyramid on Mars now proves that the speculation was right. Pyramids on Earth were never fully human creations. Mars Trace. A strange U-shaped mark spotted on the Martian surface became one of the most debated findings in space research. The satellite image showed two sharp edges forming a long, curved trench, as if something heavy had landed and slid across the ground. Measurements revealed a stunning scale. One stretch reached nearly 9,000 meters, and another section about 1,500 meters. When scientists traced the outline, it matched a disc-shaped craft perfectly. The mark didn't resemble any crater or erosion pattern ever recorded. If that trace was truly made by a landing, Mars might still hold the remains of a massive craft buried beneath its red dust. Martian face. In 2017, while studying satellite images from Mars, a researcher noticed something unusual inside a large crater in the region known as Utopia.
This area called Utopia, in a huge impact crater, is the profiled face.
The image showed what appeared to be a profile of a human-like face, complete with a beard, mustache, and a helmet decorated with what looked like a bird-shaped headdress. When it was compared to Earth's Badlands Guardian in Canada, the resemblance was striking. Both seemed carved in the same style, both showing avian symbols. This could be their way of telling everyone about their connection between early Earth and Mars that began on the Red Planet long ago.
The bearded profile on Mars is compared to the Badlands Guardian. We see the same type of profile. Both incorporate avian iconography. One has a headdress of feathers, the other one is wearing a headdress that incorporates an entire bird. I think the culture that produced these formations on Mars had a direct relationship to the human race.
Hidden bases. NASA recently announced they found water on the sunlit side of the moon, but many believe NASA discovered something even bigger decades ago, and they chose to hide. Between 1969 and 1972, 6 Apollo missions explored the moon, and astronauts brought back photos that seemed to show dome-like shapes inside craters. Some experts, like former NASA test pilot Ken Johnston, claimed those were bases built by intelligent life. NASA reportedly told him to stop asking questions and to get rid of the pictures.
And we argued a little bit. He finally said, I don't care what you do, just get rid of those pictures that were taken.
Others believe the shapes were natural formations or old rover marks. Still, many think NASA's silence means there's more on the moon than we're told. Maybe structures left behind by beings who were there long before us. Alien visitor. While exploring the Martian sky, NASA's Perseverance rover captured something scientists didn't expect. A faint blur appeared exactly where an interstellar object named 3I/ATLAS was predicted to pass. But when the image was examined closely, experts noticed the light around it didn't behave normally. It bent, flickered, and seemed to react to the object itself. Later, a group of scientists proposed their theory as they believed it wasn't a comet at all, but a massive, unknown object traveling through space with a purpose we still don't understand. Desert structure.
Okay, so on my flight back from Mexico City, we're coming over near San Felipe, Mexicali, and came across this, what I'm thinking is a pyramid. Compare that mountain to this big mass. I mean, you could see the angled corners, and they're stepped.
During a flight from Mexico, a passenger noticed something strange on the ground below. It looked like a massive structure, standing alone in the middle of nowhere. After landing, he searched for it on Google Maps and found the same formation again, huge in size, far bigger than the vehicles and roads nearby. No buildings or landmarks were marked around it, and no one seemed to know what it was. The more he compared the images, the clearer it became. This mysterious structure was out of this world.
There's buildings and I don't know. It's just real trippy. I don't know what this is. It's like I've done some research and tried to find if this was a pyramid.
Metal wreck. After 15 months on Mars, NASA's Perseverance rover and the Ingenuity helicopter made a discovery that shocked scientists. While exploring near an old landing site, Ingenuity captured clear images of strange metallic wreckage scattered across the Martian ground. The twisted panels and torn material looked like parts of a wrecked spacecraft. Some believed it was debris from past missions, but others wondered if it belonged to something not built by humans. Soon after the discovery, the helicopter mysteriously lost contact with the rover, adding even more questions to the find. Scientists are still analyzing the images, trying to understand what really happened on Mars. Square entrance. A strange square opening was discovered on Mars. The entrance looked flat and perfectly shaped, with a clean, dust-free interior that seemed to go deep inside. What made it confusing was the lack of any nearby object to judge its actual size. No one could tell if it was small or large. Alongside the opening, there was also an exposed wall clearly visible in the image. The structure's straight edges and smooth surface made it one of the most unusual sights ever recorded on the Martian surface. Dark object. During a surface scan of Mars, a strange dark object was captured by NASA's Rover. It did not match any familiar rock shape and looked strange, like a bowling pin or a mirror's side panel, and appeared near a rover's path. It lacked a clear context for size, because there were no nearby objects for comparison. The strange form raised questions. Was this a natural rock shaped by wind and erosion, or something else entirely? Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Mars winds. For the first time in history, the sound of wind was recorded on Mars. NASA's InSight lander captured the eerie vibrations using its seismometer and air pressure sensor. The winds were blowing at about 10 to 15 miles per hour, sweeping gently across the Martian plains. The original sound was too low to hear, so NASA raised the pitch to make it audible. The result was haunting, a deep, otherworldly breeze echoing from a planet millions of miles away. These sounds offered humanity its first real sense of what the red planet truly feels like. Flying objects. On July 26, 2021, at Jezero Crater, Mars, a strange sight followed the Ingenuity helicopter's 10th successful flight. After landing safely, NASA's cameras took several images of the same spot. In one frame, a slight dust devil was visible, but nothing else appeared in the sky. Then, in another image, a dark object could be seen floating high above the surface. A later photo showed it gone. Yet a second object appeared in the next frame. These unexplained objects soon became known as the mysterious UFOS of Sol 153. Mars Pyramids.
For nearly 50 years, NASA has been sending satellites to Mars to photograph the surface of the red planet. But what if those photographs found proof of a lost civilization there? A civilization some believe may have also colonized Earth.
For decades, NASA has sent satellites to photograph Mars, but one image taken in 2020 stood out from the rest. It appeared to show a group of structures and pyramid-like shapes, one even shaped like an eagle's head. Some researchers believe these could be the remains of an ancient Martian civilization, comparing them to the Mayan pyramids in Mexico.
The first structure to get my attention is this four-sided pyramid that has a conjoined mound at the top. These are large geoglyphic formations that show intelligent design. All kinds of formations that appears to be a city.
Others pointed to natural formations and optical illusions. When NASA's data revealed the area was made of rock and ice, the mystery deepened. Were these ruins of a forgotten world, or just another case of aliens playing tricks on our eyes? Desert incident. In the middle of an empty desert in Arabia, people saw a shiny, strange machine in the desert. Suddenly, it vanished at the speed of light, but luckily, a camera caught the incredible moment. It was definitely a UFO. No human craft could move with such precision. It might have been here for a secret mission on Earth and was luckily caught on camera. The place was chosen precisely for its isolation, allowing the crew to perform this high-power maneuver with minimal human interference. Governments and space agencies can no longer afford to dismiss these events anymore now. Spiky rock. NASA's Curiosity rover recently took a photo of a strange rock on Mars during mission MSL 3786. The rock looked like it had thin spikes sticking out in a straight line, almost like bones. The picture quickly spread online after an astrologist shared it on Twitter, calling it the most unusual rock ever seen. Scientists think the shape may have formed naturally from wind or dust, but they are not fully sure. For now, this sharp, spiky rock remains one of Mars's most puzzling sights. Martian cocoon. An old photo from NASA's Curiosity rover, taken on Sol 65 in 2012, has recently gained attention again. The image shows what looks like a small insect cocoon or shed skin lying on the Martian ground. It appears light in color and measures about 1.3 centimeters, roughly half an inch long. It looked like the remains of a tiny life form, possibly once alive on Mars. NASA hasn't confirmed anything unusual about it, but the cocoon-shaped object continues to raise questions. Could this be a trace of life that once existed on the red planet? Spider shadows.
A European spacecraft orbiting near Mars captures a startling image on the surface of the red planet.
You may want to cover your eyes here. Right?
Yeah, I'm not a fan of
what appear to be spiders.
The red planet is famous for strange shapes, and this time it came from a European Space Agency spacecraft that captured dark marks on Mars, looking exactly like giant spiders with long, thin legs. Later, experts learned these shapes were only shadows created when sunlight melted frozen carbon dioxide.
They're actually caused by sunshine heating up carbon dioxide deposits, leading to geyser-like bursts.
But NASA's Perseverance rover soon found something even stranger, a heavy rock covered with hundreds of tiny, round fragments, so perfect they were called St. Paul's Bay. These were not eggs, but naturally shaped pieces formed by geological forces. Still, their origin is uncertain, whether made by volcanic fire or Martian civilization water. These rocks might hold answers to Mars's oldest secrets. Cosmic visitor. Our solar system has received a mysterious visitor from beyond our star neighborhood. The object, named Comet 3, I/ATLAS, was first spotted in Chile. It is only the third known object to come from outside our solar system. Traveling at a mind-blowing speed of 37 miles per second, this icy body will pass safely closer than the orbit of Mars by the end of October 2025. NASA identifies it as a natural comet, a frozen piece of ice and rock drifting from a distant system. But its strange motion and perfect timing have led many to wonder if it's really just a comet or a silent visitor from another world. Orbital mystery.
Roger, and stand by. We'll take a look at it.
During a NASA mission near the International Space Station, cameras captured an unknown object moving silently through orbit. It looked like a man-made satellite, but had a strange, multi-winged shape and perfect symmetry that didn't match any known design. The object rotated slowly, then stopped moving without reason, as if it powered down on its own. NASA called it an unidentified orbital object. However, its design and movement patterns suggest it could be an outward spacecraft built to resemble a satellite, hiding among the many human-made machines circling near our planet.
We'll have to wait until Hawaii to get data, but we would like for you to wait and let us watch it.
Disk UFO. While floating outside the International Space Station, astronauts usually focus on their work, but this time, a large, flat, disc-shaped object appeared in the frame, hovering silently over the clouds below. You guessed it right. It was a UFO. It was pure luck that the camera captured this rare encounter, as these outwardly visitors often observe Earth without being seen. Their presence hints at secretive monitoring. Maybe they want to now own the Earth just as they did with space. NASA is carefully looking into this matter. Launch intruder. During NASA's live coverage of the Crew 9 launch on September 28, 2024, viewers spotted something strange on screen. As the rocket rose through the sky, a small object suddenly appeared, tumbling into view. For a moment, it looked like space debris drifting by until it sharply changed direction and sped up. The sudden movement shocked those watching, as no known object in orbit should behave that way. NASA has not released a clear explanation, but many now suspect the object was not debris at all, perhaps a hidden UFO observing the launch under the cover of the live broadcast. Lunar visitor. The moon has always looked peaceful from Earth, but one recent video may prove it's not. An amateur astronomer filming through his telescope caught a dark, disc-shaped object gliding smoothly across the lunar surface. It moved with purpose, not like space debris or a passing satellite. This sighting adds to growing evidence that we may not be the only ones visiting the moon. For decades, strange lights and structures have been reported on its surface, hinting that aliens could already have bases there. Maybe this footage is the clearest proof yet that the moon is not just ours anymore. Moon dot. The moon looks beautiful and calm, right? But one night, a telescope watcher spotted something that didn't belong. A bright white dot suddenly appeared, gliding smoothly across the craters. At first, it seemed like something taking off from the moon itself. Soon, the video was all over the internet. People say it was probably an Earth satellite that the ISS was passing between the telescope and the moon. But here's the catch. Many viewers argue it looked too steady, too deliberate, as if it came straight from the moon. Next time you glance at the moon, remember even a tiny moving dot could hide a secret we've never imagined. Sun finding. The sun is 1,000,000 times hotter than any furnace on Earth. Nothing we know of can touch it, but a NASA satellite recorded a massive object moving straight into the sun and disappearing without a scratch. The SOHO satellite footage shows a huge, box-shaped body flying directly into the glowing corona, passing through fire that should destroy anything. Yet, it stayed solid and then vanished completely. To many enthusiasts, this is proof of an alien megacraft. If there are objects capable of resisting the heat of the sun, they are thousands of years ahead of our own technology, and they are using our star as a pit stop. Bubble drone. On March 18th, 2024, a strange bubble-shaped object was seen passing over the moon. It was captured by Daiichi Fuji from the Hiratsuka City Museum's astronomy department in Japan. The object looked bright and smooth, moving slowly across the moon's surface. You know the strange part? It wasn't a real bubble, but an alien scout drone covered in an energy field that hid the ship inside. This kind of technology would let it move quietly and without resistance through space. The site also supports the idea that the moon could be used as a secret base. Double crater.
Speaking of a mess, a rocket crash on the moon has left scientists baffled. It was first reported in the month of March. 3 months on, no one has any idea what this rocket was, where it came from. No country is willing to take responsibility. And adding to the conundrum is the fact that this crash created not one, but 2 craters on the moon. And this is something unusual, say scientists.
A rocket crash on the moon has left scientists speechless. The strange event happened on March 4th, when an unknown rocket slammed into the far side of the moon near the Hertzsprung crater. But here's the part that shocked everyone. The crash made not 1, but 2 craters. No human-made rocket has ever done that before. Researchers say it suggests the object had heavy parts at both ends, which is extremely unusual. What makes it scarier is that no country has claimed it. NASA ruled out SpaceX, and China denied its Long March rocket was involved. To many UFO watchers, this might not be human at all, but an alien probe testing the moon. Lunar Tower. NASA's satellite once captured something unbelievable, a 15-mile-high structure standing tall on the dark side of the moon. It was first spotted in 1965 by a Soviet moon probe, and later became known as the Tower of Babel. The massive object looked nothing like a natural rock formation. Its straight, vertical shape made it seem more like a built structure than anything formed by nature. This might be one of the alien bases hidden on the far side of the moon, used for observing the solar system. Moon crafts. Small objects were recently spotted hovering over the moon, moving in ways no satellite or debris ever could. Alien enthusiasts now believe these are small alien crafts operating near or above the moon. Each one moves perfectly, as if following a set path. With sightings increasing, it now appears the moon might be their home. We need to scan the moon more carefully, because the next discovery might finally reveal who's really living up there. Really aliens or another being we haven't discovered yet. Martian portal. One day in March 2021, NASA's Curiosity rover was exploring the dusty surface of Mars, taking video of rocks, craters, and the red terrain. While reviewing the images, scientists noticed a small window-shaped object floating just above the ground. The rover's cameras captured it in clear detail, showing a shape unlike anything seen before on the planet. Most likely, scientists say it could be a shadow, a reflection, or a small piece of debris caught in the frame, creating an illusion. But for a few of them, it might be a portal to an alien. This video reminds us that even a familiar planet can hide secrets, and what seems impossible may be closer than we expect. Sun cover.
Oh my God, Nolan, you can see a flare!
A local was filming the sun when the camera caught a strange smoke rising behind it. The smoke didn't spread in the air at all. It held its shape completely. It soon became clear this might be a UFO masking itself with light, using the sun as its cover. Their purpose of arrivals is still unclear, but one thing is sure. Their visits are growing, not just in space, but even around Earth too. Authorities need to be careful, and if you see such sights, do share them with us.
It's still flying off.
Space Inspector.
We're going to move on out of that mysterious close encounter. This object you see here was caught on camera flying past the SpaceX rocket just minutes after liftoff last week.
Just 12 minutes after a SpaceX rocket launched, a strange object flew right past the Crew Dragon capsule, carrying 4 astronauts to the ISS. As the Falcon 9 booster separated, cameras caught a sleek, fast-moving shape gliding perfectly between the two sections. It wasn't floating debris, it moved with a steady path. The clip shows no signs of camera error or random ice. The object seemed aware, slipping by as if it were inspecting the rocket. Maybe this wasn't an accident at all. Maybe their home is space itself, and they're watching us closely, tracking how far we've come into the place they've always ruled.
The thing that makes me think that that is just most likely a piece of ice is that it happened right at the time where they were inserted into orbit.
Cloud visitor. In a remote area, a local noticed a strange light glowing inside the clouds late at night. Curious, he zoomed in to record the scene, and what they saw was unbelievable. A thin, human-like figure appeared to move within the bright clouds, and soon, the outline of a UFO became visible behind it. The glowing craft seemed to be using the clouds as cover, hiding its presence while observing the ground below. The video ended abruptly. These visitors might be preparing for something much bigger, perhaps an invasion. So next time you look up, be careful of your skies. Not every time luck will be with you. Strange shape. In March 2021, the Perseverance rover completed its descent and safely touched down on the surface of Mars.
Confirmed. Perseverance safely on the surface of Mars.
As it began capturing images to study its new surroundings, one frame revealed something unexpected. Suspended just above the Martian ground, a thin, elongated object appeared in the third image of the panorama. The strange shape seemed out of place in the barren landscape. Whether it was debris, reflection, or something entirely unknown, the photo left viewers questioning what Perseverance had really captured moments after landing. The subscriber's pick. In 2007, NASA's Spirit rover sent back a photo of Mars' rugged surface, showing tiny, craggy rocks stretching across the landscape. One formation caught attention. It looked like a small humanoid walking across the dusty plains, as if Mars itself had left a footprint. Some joked it was a Martian Bigfoot. Looking back to 1976, NASA's Viking 1 orbiter captured the now famous face on Mars. In the upper center of the photo, a formation appeared to resemble a human face, sparking decades of debate. Was it just shadows on a rocky hill, or a sign of something ancient on the red planet? Even if scientists explained it as natural erosion, the images keep imaginations running wild.